Let's talk about something that so many English learners feel. You can understand everything perfectly, but then when it's your turn to actually speak, you just freeze. Well, today we are going to break down how you can build the confidence to not just understand English, but to really truly speak it. So, does this sound familiar? You can watch a movie, you can read an article, no problem. But the second you need to open your mouth and say something, nothing comes out. It is such a common, frustrating feeling. But the good news? It is totally fixable, and we're going to show you exactly how.
For this explainer, we're diving into some amazing insights from a podcast called Speak It Out, which is hosted by Mayra and Gaby. They've laid out 5 just brilliant, super practical steps to help you go from being a silent listener to a confident speaker.
So here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to pinpoint what the real problem is. Then we'll get into 4 awesome solutions, changing how you think, listening in a new way, building your vocabulary, and, this is a good one, becoming your own coach. All right, let's kick things off with part 1, the speaking confidence problem. This is all about getting to why knowing all the words sometimes isn't enough to actually say them out loud. The hosts of Speak It Out just nail it with this quote. There's this exact moment where you have to go from understanding to speaking, and for so many of us, that's when a wall just goes up. It's like, boom, total confidence drop. And this right here gets to the heart of it. The biggest thing holding you back? It's probably not your grammar or your verb tenses. Nope. It's the fear. The fear of messing up, of sounding silly, of not being perfect. That fear is the real wall we need to tear down. Okay, so let's move on to our very first solution. This is all about shifting your inner monologue. We're talking about changing what happens inside your head before you even try to say a word. So look at this. Your brain can basically take 2 different paths. On the left, you've got the slow lane, thinking in your native language, translating, and then speaking. It's clunky and it creates hesitation. Where we want to be is on the right, thinking directly in English. It's way faster, it feels more natural, and that, right there, is the shortcut to fluency. So how do you even start doing that? Well, the hosts have this amazing, simple trick. Just narrate your own life inside your head, but do it in English. It might feel a little weird at first, but just thinking, okay, I'm making coffee now, or I'm checking my phone. It trains your brain to build those English sentences on its own without translating first. All right, on to step 3. Listen, shadow, and speak. This is where we really connect what you hear with what you say. It's about tuning your ears so you can train your... And here's the key idea. Speaking isn't just about individual words. It's got a rhythm, a flow, an intonation. The hosts call this the music of English, and I love that. When you really listen to podcasts, to music, to TV shows, you start to absorb that natural rhythm, and it makes your own speech sound so much more authentic. Now, this brings us to a really powerful exercise they recommend. It's called shadowing. And it's not just listening and then repeating. The idea is to try and speak along with the person you're hearing, copying their tone and their speed in real time. Think of it like a workout for your mouth and your ears at the same time. And here's how you do it, broken down into 4 simple steps. First, find a short clip, like 15 seconds is plenty. Listen to it once just to understand what's being said. Then play it again, but this time try to talk right along with the speaker. It's going to be messy at first for sure, but you just repeat it until that rhythm starts to feel a little more natural. Okay, let's jump to our 4th section, all about making vocabulary a habit. The key here isn't to cram a dictionary into your brain. It's about taking small steps that lead to a huge impact. So what's the magic number? It's just 5. Seriously, the hosts of Speak It Out said just 5 new words a day. That's it. It's so much more manageable, you can actually stick with it, and trust me, it adds up incredibly fast. But here's the real secret to making those words stick. Don't just learn the definition. You have to use the word in a sentence that's personal and true for you. Connecting a new word like grateful to something real in your life, like how you feel about that first cup of coffee on a Monday, that's what makes it unforgettable. And that brings us to our final and maybe the most powerful step of all, creating your own personal feedback loop. This is where you really take charge of your learning and become your own best coach. Okay, I get it. Nobody loves hearing the sound of their own voice, right? It can feel a little weird. But the podcast hosts are huge fans of this technique. See, when you're speaking, your brain is focused on what to say, not how you're saying it. Recording yourself lets you flip that switch and become the listener. So when you play it back, what are you listening for? Focus on these 4 things. What's your tone like? Are you confident or hesitant? How's your pronunciation on those tricky words? Check your pacing. Are you talking way too fast or too slow? And most importantly, is your message clear? This is how you spot the exact things you need to work on. And this is such an important point from the podcast. You're not going to sound like a native speaker overnight. That's not the goal. The goal is progress. So when you notice yourself using a new word or that your pacing is better, you have to acknowledge that. Celebrate those little wins along the way. So let's do a quick recap of the 5 amazing strategies from the Speak It Out podcast. Number 1, speak without that fear of making mistakes. 2, train your brain to think directly in English. 3, listen more and practice the shadowing technique. 4, make it a habit to learn just 5 new words every day. And 5, record yourself and be your own coach. And I really want to leave you with this incredible piece of advice from the hosts. This changes everything. The whole point of learning a language isn't to be perfect, right? It's to connect with people. It's to share your ideas and to express who you are.
So, I'll leave you with a little challenge. What's the first thing you're going to say in English today? Maybe you'll narrate making your lunch, or you'll use one of